Where do you believe is one of the best places to have these important life conversations with our children?
Lots of places, anytime and every time, and small talks. Not big talks, but small talks. You know, it's really wonderful when companies like Labatt will give some guidelines and help us through, because it's a different world out there than with the Twitters and the internet and the very quickly connecting with one another, what party are you at and the like. But to give us some guidelines and help us out. We have to believe we're in community. When I said I, thou, and our common humanity, that is also the wider community. And being able to connect in the wider community and say, I need some help here, or here's some resources. If we think we're going to have that one-time big sit-down, it's like in the area of sex, you know, it ain't going to work. That you have to teach children at a very young age by using the proper terms for their body parts, and including their sexual parts, and then they are less likely to demean others with derogatory terms. Teaching them a healthy regard for their bodies will give them a foundation for the messages when we're talking about drinking, and the pros and the cons and the excesses and the judgmentalism that some people may have. If you plan on the one big talk, don't. You break it in the car. You may hear a commercial, or the kids might bring something up about something that happened over the weekend. Opportune moments are the best, but if they aren't coming up, make some opportune moments, because kids need to know from a very young age that you're open to discuss anything.
So what do you say when there is a song on the radio? How do you open that conversation?
Well, when the kid's coming back with something, I say, talk to me about it, rather than what? Or, you know, that's not real appropriate. No, talk to me about it. Tell me about it. Then you find out where they're coming from. If the kids listen to this song, I say, talk to me about that song. What are you hearing? Instead of, what is that on for? Change that channel. Talk to me about it. So you get into what music, and you begin, and then if there's a song on there that, talk to me about that song, and then I say, let me tell you the message I'm getting from that song. One of the things that concerns me is, let's listen to the words and how they're talking about women, or how they're talking about men, and use it as a teachable moment. But I first want to find out where they're coming from. And it's fascinating. If you do this from the time they're very young, some of the words they think they hear in those songs will make you laugh. And then the older kids will say, oh, Mom, I'm just listening to the music, not the lyrics. Ha! That's not true. I said, well, let's listen to the lyrics. Let's you know, the beat's kind of good, but what's the message? And it's just being open to them instead of hammering them with a lot of questions, being judgmental, and knowing it all yourself. No. And imparting wisdom to them, part of that imparting it is finding out what wisdom they have. You know, these are not vessels we're filling up. They're truly another unique human being who has ideas and thoughts and emotions of their own. I think the most important thing is that we recognize the very first philosophical tenet I have is that kids are worth it. They're worth all of our time, energy, and resources that we as an entire community can give to affirm that every child in this community has dignity and worth. Every child is worth the time, the money, the resources that we as a community are willing to invest in them. Because what we have to understand is that we may be able to guide our young children, but that neighbor kid who's a bit lost, we need to be there for them too. We need to be there for that family. I'm way past the parenting age and into grandchildren. So if I see someone in the grocery store struggling with 3 little ones, I've been there, done that. I can say to them, what can I do to help you? We need to be there for one another as an entire community, because every kid in this community will impact the quality of our lives and the quality of the next generation's life.